a nightmare. What a nightmare. I hope that's okay. I'm going to hold on for a second. I'm going to hold on for a second and make sure that this is okay for everyone. Pull up my chat. Hold on. Are we back? Are we good now? Okay. I don't know what happened. I couldn't hear any of that nonsense. I don't know what happened. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Let's make sure we're seeing the screen and get back into business. Okay. You guys are seeing my screen, right? Just give me a yes. Okay. All right. So we're back on 5. That's so annoying. Now I'm going to have to do this over again. Sorry about that. YouTube sucks sometimes. Number 5. The Page FISA application also mentions information regarding fellow Trump campaign advisor George Papadopoulos, but there's no evidence of any cooperation or conspiracy between Page and Papadopoulos. The Papadopoulos information triggered the opening of an FBI counterintelligence investigation in late July 2016 by FBI agent Peter Strzok. Strzok was reassigned by the Special Counsel Office to FBI's Human Resources for improper text messages with his mistress, FBI attorney Lisa Page, quote, parentheses, no known relation to Carter Page, where they both demonstrated a clear bias against Trump and in favor of Clinton, whom Strzok had also investigated. The Strzok-Lisa Page texts also reflect extensive discussions about the investigation, orchestrating leaks to the media, and include a meeting with Deputy Director McCabe to discuss an insurance policy against President Trump's election. If you can't see, refresh the screen. Okay, let's talk about why point 5 is important. Why is point 5 important? The link to this is in the description box. I just made it bigger for you guys. So hopefully I can't even barely see it now. It's so big. Let's go back to 3. Before and after Steele was terminated as a source, he maintained contact with the DOJ via then Associate Deputy Director Bruce Orr, a senior DOJ official who worked closely with the Deputy Attorney Generals Yates and later Rosenstein. Shortly after the election, the FBI began interviewing Orr, documenting his communications with Steele. For example, in September 2016, Steele admitted to Orr his feelings against then-candidate Trump when Steele said he was desperate that Donald Trump not get elected and was passionate about him not being president. This clear evidence of Steele's bias was recorded by Orr at the time and subsequently in official FBI files, but not reflected in any of the Page FISA applications. So they didn't include this information. They didn't include this information when they asked for the FISA warrant. They didn't say that any of this was going on. If you remember, Glenn Simpson testified that they went to Orr because they weren't sure what was going on with the prior investigation that they had asked for. So in the very beginning, when the very first memo in the dossier came out about the salacious allegations and the Hillary Clinton emails, it was the first page. Christopher Steele told Glenn Simpson, we need to take this to the FBI. And Glenn Simpson was a little iffy about it. He wasn't sure if he was okay with that. He was like, I don't know. You know what? Christopher Steele says he knows the people to go to. Christopher Steele can go. He went to the FBI based off of the sexual allegations inside the dossier. That's what he went to the FBI on. Okay? When nothing came of that, and, the FBI basically said there is no investigation into the Trump campaign, which now we find out probably was a lie. When the FBI said that, they got pissed off. They had just announced that Hillary Clinton was being reinvestigated because of her emails on Anthony Weiner's server. So they were like, this can't stand. We need to tell them that we're working with Orr and that there is an investigation into the FBI. Into Donald Trump. And it was all done out of desperation and just flat out, holy moly. So anyway, A. During this same time period, Orr's wife was employed by Fusion GPS, as we know, to assist in the cultivation of opposition research on Trump. Orr later provided the FBI with all of his wife's opposition research, paid for by the DNC and the Clinton campaign via Fusion GPS. The Orr's relationship with Steele and Fusion GPS was inexplicably concealed from the FISA court. According to the head of the FBI's counterintelligence division, Assistant Director Bill Priestap, in corroboration of the Steele dossier was in its infancy at the time of the initial page FISA application. After Steele was terminated, a source validation report conducted by an independent unit within the FBI assessed Steele's reporting as only minimally corroborated, which is why they said there was no investigation. Now it makes sense. Yet in early January 2017, Director Comey briefed President-elect Trump on a summary of the Steele dossier, even though it was, according to his June 2017 testimony, salacious and unverified. While the FISA application relied on Steele's past record of credible reporting on other unrelated matters, it ignored or concealed his anti-Trump financial and ideological motivations. Why does it say financial? That's what I want to know. Very, very confused about why it says financial. Very confused about that. Going to figure that one out. Furthermore, Deputy Director McCabe testified before the committee in December of 2017, just last month, or 2 months ago, that no surveillance warrant would have been sought from the FISA court without the Steele dossier information, which leads me to believe that McCabe may have flipped. So the FBI paid Steele at the same time as Fusion GPS and possibly Obama for America and the Clinton campaign were paying, and Perkins Coie. Yes, there's a lot of people in there were saying that we knew this already. Yeah, we did. We did know this already. We did know this already, but this is a definitive documentation based on the evidence in the, I'm assuming the IG report, etc., that we're going to get. Remember, Horowitz is appointed by Obama, right? We're going to get that stuff. It's coming out. It's coming. This was the beginning. And you have to wonder, they've obtained all these FISA warrants by not telling the court what was actually really going on. They lied to the court. Oh my gosh, the crimes that just come from that, right? Not only did they lie to the court, but they used circular methods to present the information to the court as verified. Thank you for the super chats, guys. They used circular references. So Steele creates the dossier. He takes it to Yahoo News. He tells Yahoo News, hey, this is what's in the dossier. Yahoo News reports on it. Then the FBI takes the Yahoo News report and uses it as a substantiation of what Steele wrote in the dossier, when meanwhile they know that Steele actually told them what he had written. They reported on what he wrote. It was a circular sort of justification. Doesn't make any sense. You should not, you can't do that. You can't do that. This is what the media does. If you go back, if you go back, I would like for you guys, you know, a lot of people would say that this isn't important. The dossier is not important. But what I would recommend you guys do is just go back and listen to the debate, the Steele dossier versus the Steele dossier, okay? Where I systematically deconstruct the Steele dossier using the Steele dossier. The thing, if this is what, now we know they had nefarious motive. We know they had nefarious purposes behind what they were doing. We know that they can't be this stupid. They can't be this stupid, right? If our intelligence community is stupid enough to fall for the dossier and the word of this one man, we have bigger problems than the fact that they got FISA warrants based off of it. Let's do something about this now, right? Let's do something about this. This while it's not conspiracy anymore, that's why this is important, okay? The Democrats have been flailing around like fish out of water trying to make this thing not important. This is really important because this is documented proof. We all know this stuff. You know what we could do outside of the information that the FISA court wasn't provided this information? Everything in here we knew already from media reports. We could literally take this memo point by point and take the mainstream media's reporting and put it next to each point, all the articles, and prove it. That's what we could do. So now this is no longer a crazy Republican, crazy tinfoil hat conspiracy. They can't say that anymore. And I don't know how this is, damaging to national security. What in here is damaging to national security? What in here is damaging to national security? There are people in here that did stupid crap behind everybody's backs, acted as enemies of the United States of America. And I'm glad this came out. And Comey, and like I said, it kind of looks like McCabe might have flipped based off his testimony. Or he saw the writing on the wall. Or he saw the writing on the wall and he knew it's time for him to sing like a canary. When does the bird sing? When does the bird sing? So this is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. Let's see. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 people within the FBI, at the very upper echelon of the FBI, commit a horrific abuse on the constitutional rights of several Americans. I guess if you volunteer for a political campaign now, you're not allowed to travel. They go to the FISA court. They lie to the FISA court to get warrants to spy on the entire campaign of Donald Trump. And he still won. How much illegality do you think was really going on if they had to go to this length to try and back engineer an investigation? I'm just saying this is great. I'm glad this came out. I don't understand how, like I said, they can make the argument that this stuff endangers national security. What this does is show the American people that there is a highly politicized Justice Department. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go to my Twitter really quickly, and I'm gonna show you something that really made me sick. Kimberly Strassel says, having tried and failed to stop the memo on grounds of, quote, national security omissions and versions, Democrats' media are out with new reasons today. Now we are told, 1, memo is a nothing burger that will backfire on the White House. I beg to differ. To differ. 2, Trump would be unwise to mess with the FBI. The latter is particularly curious, i.e. the FBI is not a rogue, unaccountable agency, but you better watch out or it might come after you. Are they threatening a sitting president with an agency that reports to him? Is that what this is? Is that what this is about? Thank you, Dan. Thank you. Are they seriously doing a Schumer? Are they pulling a Schumer? Are they pulling a Schumer to threaten the president and everybody else? Like if you speak out against horrible abuses in an organization, they might turn on you and attack you? Are they seriously that desperate? Anybody that doesn't want to clean this crap up. I said here, this is alarming and frankly should send chills down the spine of every American, regardless of political affiliation. A weaponized FBI seeking to attack those who attempt to hold it accountable. What country is this again? Where are we living? This stuff needs sunlight. Lots and lots and lots of sunlight. So now I would like to really see, before I hop off here on my take 2. Thank you for the super chats, guys. You guys are fantastic. Thank you so much. I would like to see how CNN spins this as, this isn't political. I mean, it's just factual. It's really just facts. You remember Schumer? What did he say? They have every which way from Sunday to come back after you. That's what they're doing. They're taking an intelligence organization and they're weaponizing it against the American people and the president of the United States. No wonder he's in a bunker right now with the rest of the Republicans. They're desperate. They're desperate. What we really need to do is make sure this information stays apolitical, because it is apolitical. This is not a political stunt. It's just not. This is factual information. It's not a political stunt. And it's up to us to make sure that people see the truth. Even you know, your friends that might be Republicans watching Fox and maybe catching NBC or something. This stuff is documented with the media. You can take the media and use it to discredit this exact, to prop up the story. You can take their own reporting, CNN. Maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll spend a few hours and I'll grab all of CNN's articles and I'll put them up next to each bullet point here and show you where they have reported this stuff. Then what? Then what? Am I still being heard? Because I'm getting messages that they're not listening to me, that they're not liking me. They're not liking me talking to you today. All of you guys, all 4,000 of you. Holy moly. I'd better not make any mistakes, you guys. It's a little scary. It's a little scary. Okay, good. We're good. So yeah, you can take this memo and prove it using the reporting that so it always makes me wonder. You're getting uncensored thoughts from my head now, and I got to go in a minute, but it always makes me wonder, is it a mix of 50-50? Do the reporters that are reporting the nonsense, do they really believe what they're reporting, or do they all know that none of it's true? I started putting together, my gosh, with the super chats, thank you guys so much. I started putting together a video today of how, I wanted to talk about how the media is responsible for the disgusting divide. And as an arm of the media, the Mockingbird media, we've got the government inserting themselves into the media. And I'd love to see when the bank records come out from Fusion GPS, how many of these media figures were paid to spread this fake information. So they're working together. They've got the media, the reporters that are on the payroll. You saw that in the WikiLeaks and the DNC emails. The reporters are on the payroll of the establishment. Then you've got the establishment who gets to feed stories to the media. Apparently the FBI is taking pointers from the media. The Fusion GPS was a contractor for the FBI. That's going to come out too. Holy moly, when that comes out. What a circle of hell that's going to be. Do they know what they're doing? People, normal everyday people. If you watched Twitter after this train wreck the other day, you saw the hearts of some on the elitist side come out on what their true feelings are about people that they just have an ideological difference of opinion with. It's not even a case of them, it's just an ideological difference of opinion, which apparently it deserves death. If you don't agree with someone, they deserve to die at this point in time from some. And that radicalization of some of those people is based on nothing more than the total and complete programming of their brains by an out of control police state media and government that has become completely tyrannical. They are programmed when they watch this stuff. It's programming. They really believe, now this is everyday people, they really believe that the Republicans are evil people. And I'm not doing this partisan. I'm just telling you what they believe from the media. They believe that Donald Trump is actually a racist. They believe that Donald Trump is actually a Russian agent. For goodness sakes, they're trying to pull Nunez down from the committee because of this memo. He doesn't do, it's off with his head, right? Off with his head, off with his head. Well, what happened to that character? They're programmed. They really believe these things. Remember that. Remember that they actually believe that this right here that we just read is not the truth and that it's just an act by the Republicans to try and prop up a Russian agent in the White House. They actually believe that. They actually believe it. Just remember that as you encounter them. I spent a couple of hours yesterday just completely trashing these people because I don't understand it. It's factual. I'm trying to figure out a way to break through. I really am, because we need to bring these people into the fold. We're not the enemy. This memo is actually legitimately the truth of what's been going on. And it's not just about the 2016 presidential election. It's about so much more than the 2016 presidential election. It's about everything this country stands for. It's decades and decades of corruption. Decades of corruption. Culminating in the fact that somebody from the outside threatened their stranglehold over us and stopped their plans to completely destroy the United States of America as it stood. They would go to any length to stop that man from coming in because he wasn't one of them, and that scared the living daylights out of them. It scared the living daylights out of them that somebody that wasn't one of them was going to come in and not only be able to see their malfeasance for all its glory, but was going to take the country in a direction that wasn't globalist, that wasn't a one world government. God forbid something like that happened. God forbid, right? Thank God Donald Trump was elected president of the United States. You may not like him. You may not like his policies. You may be a progressive, and that's okay. I don't beseech you for having political views. I respect you for your ideology if you're that strongly tied to it. We can talk about government healthcare in a year once we save the fundamental structure of the government. We can have any conversation that you want about policy or about why things are the way they are or whatever. Right now, we should be uniting together to help to stop this nonsense. And if you think for 1 second that the public outcry had nothing to do with what we're looking at in front of us right now, you'd have to be crazy. I mean, Russian bots, we did this. If we just sat there apathetically and didn't make a big deal about this memo that I'm staring at, and I know you guys are staring at the same paragraph over and over again. Sorry about that. If we didn't make a big deal about this as a group of angry Americans from every side of the political aisle, where would we be today? Do you think this would have happened? Do you think this unprecedented action would have happened? And think about the courage that Donald Trump had to do this. They even talk about it in the beginning, how unprecedented something like this is. The word transparency is coming back, and we're helping to bring it there. Let that fire keep raging inside that belly of yours, guys. Do not stop. Do not stop. Pray for our president. Pray for the white hats that are behind the scenes that are doing this work. Think about the fire they've come over for being smart enough to speak truth and brave enough to speak the truth and put themselves out there against a disgusting, satanic, horrible machine that is hell-bent on tyranny and slavery. And it just makes me sick. I love all you guys. We're going to keep doing this. Today is a great day. Today is a good day. It's the beginning. Don't let anybody tell you differently. This was the little flick of the snowball to send it down the mountain, gathering more and more snow as it falls. Don't let anybody in the media tell you differently. Don't listen to the spin. Don't listen to them downplay it. They do not control your mind. 4,817 of you are sitting here right now listening to what I have to say, and all of you are free thinking, critically thinking individuals who have your own brains in your head and know that you're not going to be played anymore. Do your best to tell your friends the same. They don't have control anymore, and we're going to continue. The truth is coming. Thank you guys so much for being here with me, and I'll be back. I have so much to say, as you can tell. I just ranted on for God knows how long. I'm so sorry. I appreciate you guys. If you appreciate the work I do and you'd like to become a patron so that I can do this 24 hours a day, forever, you can find me on Patreon at patreon.com/Tracy Beanz with a Z. My PayPal address will be in the description box below. I am honored to walk alongside all of you guys. And I say it all the time, but I mean it. I mean it. I seriously mean it. We are powerful. You guys are fantastic. Speak loudly and speak often. Don't ever stop. Don't ever stop screaming the truth. We're doing this together, guys. It's happening. Talk to you soon.